What's up everyone, this is Demonic Foil, and I'm going to give my thoughts about Resident Evil 6. Or if you want to go way back to its original Japanese name, Biohazard. And yes, ever since Resident Evil 4, they got rid of the tank controls, stationary camera, and limited resources such as health and ammunition, and the franchise has now become this third-person action shooter, which is not a bad thing because I thought Resident Evil 6 was fun as hell to play, and I did finish all 4 campaigns on professional mode with a very good co-op partner of mine who goes by the name of It's Misfit. I will put down the link below to her channel. Check out her channel if you want, if you like good informative vlogs. Plus, she's an awesome gamer. When we were playing on professional mode together, she was owning everything like a boss, so if you ever want a good co-op partner to play with, I would highly recommend playing with her. And I'm going to talk about each of the characters' campaign mode, and then go over the other modes in the game. Starting out with Leon's campaign, it felt like Resident Evil 4 gameplay, with elements from Resident Evil 2 and 3. What I mean by that is, yeah, the aiming and such feels familiar to Resident Evil 4, but if you remember in Resident Evil 2 and 3, you get to roam the streets of Raccoon City where there's just like zombies all over the place. There's moments like that in Leon's campaign, which I thought was really sweet and just brings back a lot of memories, and just glad to see that they put classic zombies in there again instead of the Las Plagas or Ouroboros. As for puzzles, there are puzzles in the game. They're just not as challenging as you think they would be. Most reviews that I've seen said that there are no puzzles at all in the entire campaign. That's not true. There are puzzles in this game. They're just nothing too hard. I would say probably Ada Wong has the most interesting puzzles, but besides that, they're fairly easy. More reviews that I've seen said that they switched the laser sight for crosshairs. Well, you know, you can switch that to the laser sight if you want to in the option menu, so they did not get rid of it. So I don't know what most of those reviews are talking about. As for the skill points, that whole thing is very awesome, I would say. You know, you get to buff your health, your defense, improve your aiming if you want, increase your bullet damage, and, you know, it makes you want to alter your gameplay if you don't feel comfortable with the default settings. And as for scary, I don't know if the game was scary, but there were a lot of tense moments. Now keep in mind, I was playing on professional mode, so that kind of gave me that oh shit, I could die at any moment kind of feeling, because on professional mode you do lose a lot of health really fast if you get hit like once or twice. So I'm going to move on to Chris' campaign. Leon's campaign is definitely reminiscent of classic titles. As for Chris' campaign, yes, it's true what you've heard. It's just all-out action. It does kind of feel like Gears of War, but it does not feel like Call of Duty. Most people are saying it feels like Call of Duty. I do not understand that at all. Call of Duty is a first-person shooter. This is a third-person shooter. I don't understand, but anyways, yeah, there are moments where it does feel like Gears. I mean, they do try to mix it up a bit where you do get to pilot a jet and a military jeep, which is nothing special, but, you know, it kind of changes up some of the gameplay, and it adds something new and different to Resident Evil. And I'd say none of his chapters felt scary or tense, except for this one part where you have to go up against a giant invisible snake. That felt really tense as hell, because me and my co-op partner, we were just running around this small room trying to figure out where the snake would appear next, and like it would appear like behind either one of us, and, you know, we'd be like, oh shit, it's behind you, shoot it quick, you know. So that was an awesome boss fight. I would say that boss fight is way better than the final boss fight for his campaign. And I guess that's all I have to say for his campaign. It is mainly just action, 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 with just mainly just one tense part in the game. As for Jake's campaign, his feels very much like Chris's campaign, except with more well-paced action, because you know, you see a couple guys, you shoot at them, and you move on. At Chris's campaign, it seems like the guys just keep respawning out of nowhere, and you just have tons of bullets just coming flying at you. But Jake's campaign feel more well-paced. There were no really tense moments except for being constantly chased by this giant thing called the Ustanok. And there was just one snow stage where you literally could not see anything. It's just snow blowing all over the place. And meanwhile, you have like enemies shooting back at you, and these flying enemies that just swoop out into the air and just try to grab you. So I would say those are the two most tense moments for his campaign. And very much like Chris's campaign, they do kind of switch it up with the gameplay and let you ride some vehicles, or one vehicle I should say. They let you ride a motorcycle around with Sherry on the back trying to shoot at other enemies, so I thought that was really fun. And his campaign felt really short. Out of all the 4 campaigns, his felt the shortest to me. I don't know if mainly it had to do with mostly running from the Ustanok, but I don't know. It just felt really short. As for Ada Wong's campaign, the first few chapters you have to rely heavily on stealth. But then, once you get towards the ending, the game gets incredibly easy, and what I mean by that is that they put you in this helicopter with just an infinite amount of ammunition and rockets, and you're just firing down upon zombies, which, don't get me wrong, it was fun as hell. It's just that I just found it funny how it just got that simple towards the ending of her campaign. Her campaign is also solo, so you cannot play with an AI partner or any other random person in the world. And that's all I have to say about her campaign. It was definitely interesting. You don't start out with any guns, you have a crossbow, plus you have explosive bows, which is fun to play with. Let's see, there's Mercenaries mode, which if you've ever played Resident Evil 4 and 5, it's similar to those, except in this one I think you have a set number of 125 enemies. So if you kill them all, you obviously get an A or S ranking, or if you just survive until the time runs out, then you get skill points to purchase upgrades and stuff. And very much like the other mercenary modes, you have to run around and hit these time crystals to increase your time. There's also unlockable costumes for that mode, which I think they give you a different weapon layout. So if you select Leon's second costume, you start out with a different set of weapons than you would with his regular costume. As for Agent Hunt mode, I'm not really too fond of this mode. You can play as any monster at any given moment of another player's campaign, but the controls are very poor. Like, you can sort of control the monster, but the game kind of sort of does what it wants to. So you can't really move your monster all that well. And overall, it is a pointless mode, unless, you want to go for medals, or if you just want to troll other players. Let's see, what else can I talk about? There's also collectibles, which is nothing special. There's medallions. These blue medallions, very similar to the blue medallions for Resident Evil 4. And you get to earn, like, secret files and action figures from shooting all of those. Alright, so that is what I think about everything in the game so far. Altogether, I loved it. If I had to point out any flaws, it would probably be the camera being a little confusing at times, and what I mean by that is sometimes the camera will like move on its own, and that will lead to confusion and getting you killed sometimes. And the fact that some zombies can grab you way too easily, so you could be like an inch or two away from a zombie and it'll just automatically grab you out of nowhere. But other besides that, I love this game. I love playing it on co-op with my friend, and I'm actually still playing it, trying to get the rest of the trophies. So, definitely looking forward to Resident Evil 7. Or the Resident Evil 2 remake, which I've heard if they got enough fan support, they would actually remake that. So hopefully they'll make it in the same vein as the Resident Evil 1 remake. And I'm pretty sure that will make a lot of fans happy, because I know a lot of fans did not enjoy this game, and it's kind of sad, because I had fun with it. I had a blast, and everyone else is like, oh, Resident Evil is dead now. I don't know. I don't think it's dead. It's just taken a different route. I think it'll actually return to its roots sometime in the future, maybe. Hopefully. Alright, so this is Demonic Foil, and until next time, peace.